he's still on.
Cambridge City Council now be in session. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Evancho.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Loffman.
Here.
McMillan.
Here.
Mauer.
Here.
Wolverton.
Here.
Zaleski.
Here.
Reading of the minutes. Mr. Wolfton,
I make a motion, we dispense reading minutes, place on file.
Ms. McMillan.
Second the motion.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Okay, we have some very special guests with us today. So I think you want to do an introduction?
Yes, Councilwoman McMillan was contacted by Cheryl Matthews with the Cambridge YMCA with some really cool news about those beautiful young ladies in the back that competed in a competition in Philadelphia, and several of them came away with some really amazing awards, the team as well as many of the individuals. So I contacted President Kogel. Of course, we love it when we get to recognize our little citizens. So we have a resolution that I'll read. And young ladies, when I say your name, if you would just come up and stand in front of us here, that way you'll get to be on TV and everyone can see you, okay?
And you want to face that way?
Yeah, make sure you look out that way. And I asked them when they came in which one was going to be the next Simone, but none of them answered me, so all of them. Okay. Whereas 20 gymnasts from the Cambridge YMCA attended the YMCA Gymnastics National Championships in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in June of 2024. And whereas members of the Level 2 team brought back to Cambridge, this gives me chills, their first ever first place national championship title. And whereas members of the Level 2 national championship team are Layla Boyd, Emery Stillion, Lillian Willis, and Anna Watkins. You know what? Let me slow down so we can know who's who. Layla Boyd, Emery Stillion, Lillian Willis, and Anna Watkins, Aubrey Graham, Lucy Seebeck, Clara Sexton, Paisley Van Dyne, Allie Bates, and Blakely West. Whereas individual award winners were Layla Boyd, national title on vault, uneven bars, balance beam, floor exercise, and all around. That's awesome, Layla. Emery Stillion, national title on all around and floor exercise, and runner-up on bars and beam. Lillian Willis, national bars champion and runner-up on floor and vault. Anna Watkins, runner-up on vault, bars, and was third all around. Aubrey Graham, runner-up on vault. Lucy Seebeck, runner-up in all around and beam. Clara Sexton, runner-up on floor, all around, and third place on beam. Paisley Van Dyne, sixth all around. Allie Bates, sixth all around, and Blakely West, ninth all around. And whereas members of the Level 3 national team are Jordan Sears, Camilla Kane, and Chloe Wilson. Jordan Sears was runner-up on beam and third all around, vault, and floor. Camilla Kane was fifth all around, and Chloe Wilson was 13th all around. And whereas members of the Level 4 national team are Eliza Rosser,
It's okay.
and Briella McVeigh. Eliza Rosser was the national all-around and beam champion and runner-up on vault. Briella McVeigh was the national champion on vault, runner-up on floor, and placed third all-around. Whereas members of the Level 6 national team are Skylar Kenworthy, who was runner-up on bars and third on floor, Riley Wagstaff, who was runner-up on floor, and Haley Arnold was 6th on floor. And whereas members of the Level 7 national team are Alana Allen, who placed 4th on floor, and Shiloh Blasenhauer, who placed 8th on beam. Coaches and instructors include Cheryl Matthews, Brittany Matthews, January Parrish, Kim Blasenhauer, Lindsay Pettit, Takari O'Brien, and Sadie Williams. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Cambridge on behalf of the residents of Cambridge, do hereby recognize and congratulate all members of the Cambridge YMCA Gymnastics team for their outstanding performance at the YMCA Gymnastics National Championship in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
One more time. Yay.
Good job, girls.
Nice job.
Congratulations.
Good job, ladies.
Congratulations.
Incredible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cheryl,
Cheryl, here's
Brittany,
the
thank you.
resolution.
Good job, ladies. Keep up the good work.
Awesome job, girls.
Yep.
Nice job.
Maybe we'll see some of you in 28 in LA.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Mike.
She's gonna. Sure.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I've never done this before.
You're up.
Marty is gonna think, oh my gosh, what is she gonna say now?
do?
What did you do this to me for, Tom? No, I just wanted to tell council, thank you for having us. This is our third time up here. Every year, our girls just keep getting better and better and better. We were up here a couple years ago and we had second as a team at nationals. So can't do any better than that except for first, and that's what we did this year.
Great.
So we had 3 girls, which was Layla step forward, and Emery step forward, and Eliza. Those are the 3 that got first as national champions in the all-around. So good job. Step back. And our level 2 team is the first team from even Ohio, actually, that got first at nationals. So all of our level 2 team members step forward. Allie. And salute. Good job. Very good. You can step back. And again, thank you, council, for having us. Brittany, you want to say something?
Thank you.
And actually, Skylar got a medal too.
Good job, girls. Way to go.
So cute.
And I told
I want to tell you what, you gotta see these girls compete. We didn't go this year, but normally we.
I
go.
told Cheryl that we did this first so that they could be dismissed, so they wouldn't have to sit through the whole council meeting. And she said they've got open houses, they've got practices, they've got all
Yeah,
kinds of
yeah.
stuff. So, awesome. Well, we're glad that you could be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, folks. Yeah.
See you, honey. This is Billy, the girl in the pink standing up.
Yeah.
Her 2 daughters, that's Ann LePage's, Ann
Okay,
Thompson's daughter.
okay.
And those were 2 of her
Hey,
granddaughters.
Hi, brother.
They, Ann LePage, Ann Thompson. In Billy's class.
Yeah, really? Oh.
Paisley and Ivy didn't compete because that's when they were on their parish trip.
See you, Jimmy.
Thank you, guys.
Guys.
Good job, ladies.
Yep.
Keep it up. They're so much fun to watch. Oh, my gosh.
I didn't watch much of the Olympics, but I watched all the gym.
Yeah.
And then the synchronized swimming. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you hold your breath.
I don't either.
I don't either.
It takes a lot of talent. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming, sweetie.
Up out of the water.
See you next year.
So many competitions. I always did that for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think I might be in next year. I want to know. Okay. So we'll move on. The next part of our meeting is the mayor's report. Mayor Orr.
Glad everything's downhill. Okay, well, I got a good list here in front, but we'll go with what's on your papers. Following request, number one, request from the Park Department to transfer $6,270 from maintenance and place $5,500 in salaries, and then $770 in PERS for pool and payroll. Two, request from the fire department to transfer $15,000 from EMS supplies to EMS vehicle maintenance.
Okay, both of those requests will be referred to the finance committee.
Council President, I just have some informational items, just to kind of regroup. We've got a lot going on out there. No particular order on any of these. Maintenance program is ongoing in the city. You're seeing a lot of crews just about on every street. Columbia Gas, we've got fiber cable, we've got the water line up on the north end, as well as the sewer line going on behind the old high school. We've got a lot of holes, I know it. We've got, and they have to put a lot of them together to go out and get them cemented at the same time. The heat and just everything last couple of weeks with people on vacation, different things, we just couldn't put teams together at times. But they're working on that as we speak. Some of them have been farmed out. I think Parnell and Associates picked up a couple holes we've got that are just beyond what we can do in a quick, timely manner. As far as locations of specific ones, you'll have to call the engineer for that. But just to let you know, we're on it. We have received some calls, which we don't get a lot of that, which tells me we're struggling a little bit out there. I know the one over there off the bridge on the Dewey Avenue side, you just can't miss it. That side, bam, bam, gets you every time. And working on that. And also in the alleys and some pothole stuff like that. We just got some blacktop in today. Roof on the Ellis building, if you forgot for a while ago, you passed a motion, we've got it done. Very happy with the way that turned out. Some of the water damage and the ceilings have been fixed. Repairs in municipal court storm damage has been done also. We'd like to, might have some more things we got to keep an eye on there, but that's being monitored as we speak. But I like the communication we've had there so far. Sewer tops out on East Wheeling, that was a sore subject with some things. ODOT, it was certified by them, and you noticed if you hit them, it got your attention. There has been some work on them, and according to some of the calls we've got, they must be doing better. I haven't hit them myself. Or Tom, you might know.
They're a lot better.
Okay, I just thought of that. The Columbia Gas is just everywhere. All of a sudden you wake up, you got yellow flags in your yard. You just kind of go with it for a while. Try to do the best you can. It's funny, the Y was here tonight. I wanted to wish them well. They have received, through some of our efforts within the city and the county, a $3 million grant. I think Tim does sit on the board, and I want to wish them luck as they move forward and whatever, to try to, do what they got to do to put that pool in out there. So that would really make a big difference, quality of life. In the park, the Tasty Treat, we'll start going to weekends here shortly. They had a very busy summer, had to kind of go through some management switch around and some pricing changes. They had that. The pool, as of today, that was their last day. Of course, I understand on the internet there's been some lively souls there. But for those people, they want to get their license and help out, we'll greatly entertain the chance of that. We opened up 2 or 3 weeks early. Just a footnote, normally they close a week to week and a half with rain and other drama. We barely had half a day once this year. Those kids have worked around the clock. And quite honestly, it's a challenge, and thank you for raising their salaries to $12. And already that's not good enough. But anyhow, we're doing better. But next year going out, that's going to be, we've got to recruit and find some people. So we're going to lose 8 or 9 that went off second year from college, and they move on in their life. That's just called life. So these are real issues, and I've got good people out there working on it. Kim, you're out there on a regular basis. I'm sure you've heard this before, but I know some of the others have not. So you do a good job of trying to keep a loop on that. Just a footnote, I was supposed to bring it up anyhow, just so happened it popped in the Monday paper. which,
What?
yeah, all time. But there's going to be a public engagement meeting updated for Guernsey County Strategic Plan. Will be held from 4 to 6, August 20th at the County Administrative Building, which is across from Coney Island, go straight down the hall. And it's a leadership group out of the Voinovich School of Leadership and Public Service. There's been about 7 or 8 individuals that aren't elected, just hand-selected from the community to go out. And now's the next, just putting it out public. You're welcome to go as elected officials, but they're looking.
They received an invitation from the CIC.
Okay, good enough. Anyhow, I just want to throw that out there to make sure, Bill, in this case, you caught on to it too. 8th Street, if you go up 8th Street into the park, and I'm sure you did with the Salt Fork Festival this weekend, just so happened Marty's wife was here tonight, but they just did a beautiful entry-level job right by the police memorial. It really is unbelievable. Really kudos to Marty and staff, but I know for a fact Marty drove most of that. And he gets on a wild hair every once in a blue moon, and his talent really comes through. And that's going to be something for the ages. So I'm glad about that. And just to all the people that grabbed the lawnmower, and I guess that counts on you, Wolverton. But getting ready for this last weekend, the town looked, we were under attack from the yard sale signs 2 days before the weekend, and they nailed them to anything that moved. We try to be graceful, but it's tough. But anyhow, on that note, try to do a little better and stay off them poles, whoever's out there, but chances are they're not watching this anyhow, but I'll put that out there. I think I've got most of what I do have a list. I'm not going to read it. Here's the roads that's going to get the micro seal. That's the covering. We're trying to do a road maintenance program. I gave it to you earlier in the year when you was passing the motion to go ahead and do it. So now we're on the other side. The crack sealing's been done. You've noticed some of the grinding of the stripes. They're going to come back and put them back on later. But anyhow, that's just kind of some of what's going on out there. Oh, by the way, I talked to the owner of the empty lot where we had the building damage. He's going to put a privacy fence in across that spot, so we're not going to stare at that blight going into the holidays. Because it's obvious there's some court action there, so on we go there. I'll leave it at that, Council President.
Any questions of the mayor? Thank you, sir.
Thank you much. I still lost my voice from my class party over the weekend.
Huh, mine's fine.
We'll move on to communications, get the mayor out of this.
We have our annual request from the Fire Department Local 910, where they're asking for permission to solicit funds for muscular dystrophy.
Mr. Wolverton,
Make a motion, we send that to city services.
Mr. Zaleski,
I'll second that.
all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. Next, please.
I have monthly reports from the auditor and the treasurer.
Mr. Loffman,
Motion to accept and place on file.
Ms. McMillan,
Second the motion?
all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is granted. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, we'll go to reports of committees.
Report of City Services Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council approve the alley vacation on Woodlawn Avenue as requested by Kaufman Realty.
Any question of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council authorizes the administration to execute the one-time Strategic Community Investment Fund grant, said grant to be used for the fire station renovation project.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that the following transfers and appropriations be approved. Transfer $20,000 from mayor's employee salaries to code enforcement demolition. Transfer $4,072.50 from mayor's employee salaries to code enforcement services by contract. Appropriate $2,749.99 to code enforcement services by contract. Appropriate $250 to police travel and school. Appropriate $560,000 from the unappropriated general fund to public lands and buildings, capital improvements for fire station renovation.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council hereby authorize the mayor to sign Safe Routes to School grant agreement.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council hereby approve the appointment of the Cambridge-Guernsey County CIC Director as the Tax Incentive Review Committee representative for the city.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council authorize the administration to apply for and accept the Regional Transportation Planning Organization allocations.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, August the 5th. We recommend that council adopt the ordinance providing for photo traffic enforcement.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Okay, we'll go on to unfinished business. Anything? If not, we'll go to the audience portion. If anybody in the audience wishes to speak before council, come to the microphone, state your name and address. Chris.
I don't know whether or not, I mean, you guys know me, Chris Gebhardt.
And
I
you-
actually don't live in the city. I've worked here for 20 years, one way or the other. I'm here tonight to tell you that I am resigning my position as a policeman with the city of Cambridge. I have to do that because if I don't, I will probably be held to another fake punishment, another false punishment. And again, you guys probably all know what I'm talking about. A lot of you do. The mayor does. I'm going to read something because I don't know how else to do it. But again, resigned, so that way I can't be held accountable for being in trouble, get more days off work or whatever that I don't deserve. They're going to call me crazy and discredit me and stuff like that, a terrible person, just as bad. You guys know me. I've either coached some of your grandkids, I have drank beers with some of you, I grew up with some of you. I'm just not that person. That being said, again, I'm not saying I have never done anything wrong. I have done wrong things before. I just ask that you keep that in mind when I talk to you. I'm not here to be terrible to anybody. I promise I'm not. I may ultimately regret walking away from a $70,000 a year job, giving up a 20-year dedicated career. But I won't regret it more than doing nothing for 25 years and allowing the city to hail me as a hero on Facebook post as has been done recently. And there is no way I can continue with this. While I believe the city residents deserve me, I truly do, I don't feel the city administration does, or the administration for the Cambridge Police Department. I don't believe that the prosecutors, the city law director deserves me at all. I've been treated terribly. I've been given retaliatory punishments. I was put on leave for uncovering and stopping 9 felony offenses in a single night. Me and him. He got it too. That's genuinely more police work than 80% of individual officers do in a year. At this place, that's true, 100% true. I'm done working for a place that is allowed to pick and choose who they hold accountable and when they do so. For most people, we cover things up. I've got recorded proof of this happening multiple times. I tried to do the right thing by going to the mayor and the safety director in a private meeting and revealing them the evidence of these infractions, as well as evidence of the current chief of police having known about it, as well as having officers personally admit to it. Yet, we have chosen to cover it up again. The next step, I assume, was to contact some of you over 1 month ago. You seemed interested, yet nobody has responded to me. We were going to talk about it, but we haven't. I guess for me, I would have wanted to know exactly what I was talking about. My problem is nobody wants to know the truth. So much so, my union rep called me and said, I can't record the chief in my own house. That's a policy violation. That's funny. That was his concern when he called my union rep. Never mind, we have people here committing felonies. I'm still the bad guy, not the people covering up crimes being committed by the police. That is one reason the public doesn't trust the police. Things not a newfound attitude of the Cambridge Police Department. See, when I started here, I was told by our recently retired chief, if I ever told on the police, I would get my ass kicked at Lincoln School by 5 guys. The same person, along with the now fired safety director, because he deserved to be, recently called BCI to have me and another guy investigated for the 9 felonies that we got, offenses in one night. From all accounts, including the mayor's, those two were advised that it was not a criminal matter and there was no need to call BCI. BCI apparently felt the same way because they advised it wasn't criminal, that they would not even look into it. You may wonder what came of it. Well, the city paid 2 employees for 95 days to stay at home for them to return to 1, a piece of paper with no disciplinary actions. I was given a 2-week suspension for not utilizing my body camera, a camera I had never been trained on and nor activated for 5 years. But for that, I got a 2-week suspension because that's what stuck. This is just another example of crooked, vindictive attitude that has overtaken the Cambridge Police Department. The prior chief, which I won't name, is the same one who has slept with subordinates, used his power to change their schedule so they could meet.
Chris, I got to stop you. Just for, our rules do not allow personal attacks on people.
I didn't name anybody, but I will. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't.
So I just
Okay.
so you know.
I apologize.
No problem.
Again, not here to argue. Okay. Well, let me get past the personal attacks, because those, anyhow, the prior 2 people, of course, you guys know who they are. They were who the mayor has trusted with the safety forces. Again, I don't know, I guess that's a personal attack on the mayor, but I don't mean it to be. That's just true. Again, I'm all about the truth, and people aren't. So, union members, concerned citizens, as well as honest men have sat in his office and explained how leadership or lack of is the issue. That's a true statement. We had meetings. We tried to do this all really quiet, but for whatever reason, this doesn't get to you guys, or it does get to you guys, and you guys do nothing with it. They do nothing with it. They do nothing with it. So nothing gets changed. The current PD administration is compromised of individuals that have used the powers to have competitors punished, fired, while allowing others to skate. Had multiple OVI crashes covered up, stolen from and damaged property at a bar inside the city limits to face no real consequences, been taken to jail for domestic violence after a standoff with the sheriff's office. The list goes on. And none of these are unknown nor a surprise to the mayor, the safety director, or the chief. The Cambridge Police Department has lost, including me now, 28 employees in a matter of 27 months. This is no national trend. It is because people run from the stench of this place. The Cambridge Police Department has ruined my mental health to the point now physically affects me. Ruined my career, ruined my faith in the job and the system, and what would be left of my career. With that in mind, I'm requesting all these people to be removed from office immediately due to them not being, they're doing their jobs, being derelict in their duties, as pointed out, and as I was, and elected officials. I ask, this is the biggest hope that no one else be subjected to the mental torture and anguish I have endured at the hands of the corrupt system. Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to new business. Any other new business? If not, we'll go to ordinances and resolutions.
An ordinance authorizing the administration to execute the one-time strategic community investment fund grant for fire station renovation project.
Mr. Loffman,
Motion to suspend.
Ms. Hill,
Second to suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
Zaleski?
Yes.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Mauer?
Yes.
Kaufman?
Yes.
McMillan?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Mr. Vancho,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Mauer,
Second the motion.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Wolverton?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Mauer?
Yes.
Zaleski?
Yes.
McMillan?
Yes.
Evancho?
Yes.
Kaufman?
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance of transfers and appropriations.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Mr. Vancho,
I'll second the motion to suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
Ms. Hill,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Laufman,
Second the motion.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Laufman.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign Safe Routes to School grant agreement.
Ms. McMillan,
Motion to suspend?
Mr. Zaleski,
Second to suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
McMillan.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Mr. Mauer,
Motion to pass?
Mr. Wolverton,
Second to pass?
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mauer.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance appointing Cambridge Guernsey County CIC Director as the Tax Incentive Review Committee representative for the city.
Mr. Rancho,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Zaleski,
A second to suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to pass?
Mr. Zaleski,
Second.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance authorizing the administration to apply for and accept the Regional Transportation Planning Organization allocations.
Ms. McMillan,
Motion to suspend?
Mr. Laufman,
Second to suspend?
roll call on the suspension, please.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
Ms. Hill,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Evancho,
I'll second the motion to pass.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Laufman.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance providing for photo traffic enforcement.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to suspend?
Mr. Mauer,
Second the motion?
roll call on the suspension, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Mr. Vancho,
Motion to pass.
Mr. Zaleski,
Second to pass.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
And when I find the page to sign.
Flip to the last.
That ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
An ordinance vacating an alley on Woodlawn Avenue in the city of Cambridge.
Ms. McMillan,
Motion to suspend?
Ms. Hill,
Second to suspend.
roll call on the suspension, please.
Hill.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
Mauer.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Mr. Wolverton,
Motion to pass?
Mr. Mauer,
Second the motion?
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mauer.
Yes.
Zaleski.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
McMillan.
Yes.
Wolverton.
Yes.
Evancho.
Yes.
Laufman.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. That's it?
That is it.
Okay. Miscellaneous, Mr. Evancho.
Yes, sir. The Finance Committee will be meeting next Monday, August 19th at 4:30.
Mr. Wolverton.
City services will meet at 4:45 or thereafter finance.
Anybody else, Mr. McMillan?
Yes, I just kind of want to reiterate what the mayor was saying about the city pool. I got several, actually 3 calls and some messages about it closing when it did. And I just want to kind of say to the public, do some some looking into what it takes to run that pool in one day. The finances, the cost, those ladies and gentlemen that are lifeguards, that are pool deck hands, that are managers, and not only that, but the maintenance crews and Tim Gibson and Stacy and all of them. They work their hind ends off this time of year. I have to give them a shout out, because they really do go above and beyond. It was a record season from my understanding. I can't be at the park board meeting they moved it to next week, and I can't be there, so I won't have the numbers. But it was a record season. They were booked solid with pool parties. If you would have called to book a pool party, you would have been out of luck. So not only do those lifeguards and that staff run that pool during normal business hours, they're there after hours for the pools, the parties and so on and so forth. And like the mayor said, trying to get lifeguards was really, really tough, is really tough and will continue to be tough. So I just want to give a shout out and let the public know that it's not something we really want to do, but we have no choice with school starting. And so I just want to say that.
Mayor, you got a comment?
I had a couple minutes buried in here I didn't get out. Back to the pool. On top of shutting down when it is, we're using this time very wisely. The bottom floor, we repainted a couple years ago, top-notch paint. Some of it comes loose. We're stripping it all down and sealing it. That baby's gonna get drained here shortly in the next couple of days. And that's the only time to do it. You gotta do it in this weather like this. And I'm gonna say it again, you're right on it. They go all day, 12 hours. Yeah, they shift back and forth with a few other fresh kids. And then they come back out at night and stay the evening. 4th of July, holidays, they get hammered, Saturdays and Sundays. And I've seen the teams come and go, and this is one of the best groups we've ever had. We've had some very good ones. We got some older ones in the mix this year. And we're gonna miss some of these kids. And they've set the bar kind of high. So, thank you. And the other thing, and this doesn't really fit, but I want to get it said so I can, we've got a deer problem, we've got critters, it's as bad as I've ever seen it. And you guys, most of you really know me, know I know what I'm talking about. Probably about 10 years ago, I tried to talk about, and I know there's people want to ride deer, pet deer, feed them at the kitchen table. I get all that. But what's happening right now, and I want you to know it, because this ain't going away. They're having babies, and they think home is our backyard. Right now, my own yard, I've been picking up the poop like you can't believe. It's really, people talk about dog poop, that's nothing. I mean, they're eating the hostas, the flowers. People are spending hundreds of dollars on the flowers. Then they turn around and try to figure out how to keep them getting ate. And I just leave you with this thought. If we can get together, and the good Lord's in charge, but we do need to eliminate some, send a bulk load through ODNR. There's a plan, we talked, and give them to feed my people. That meat's necessary. And that's just on the deer. But now, someone put it online, we had the bobcat in the cemetery.
Leave it alone.
Yes, and on that note, I want to tell people, don't get to fooling around. They're scared, they're skittish, but if you get between them kitties and mama and get to Mark messing around, and I know exactly where that den's at, and I'm not even gonna say, but anything could happen. I mean, you just really don't want to fool around. And that's after we had the foxes a couple years ago. Now we got the bobcats, we got the coyotes. And I'm just throwing it out there. We had a bear in Senecaville. So, get to blinking and messing around, he'll go drop them down Main Street and we'll have that next. But anyhow, I'm not trying to be cute. The deer is a real issue. Well, I saw 2 with my own eyes hit in the last 60 days on Edgeworth with all that gravel slowing people down. I mean, they're coming from and the skunk thing, it's unbelievable. I don't really know how many of them we have out there, and then some people trap them. They don't know what to do with them, so they go out and turn them loose. They just come back. And I'm not going to, so.
Yeah. Mr. Lockman?
So are you referring this to council as a whole or city services so that
I'm
we
gonna
can
let the-
actually discuss it?
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to I'm going to let you marinate that in your head. Think about it. Going forward, I don't have a perfect plan. I've even thought, this is going to be wild. You ready for this one? But we got a couple live traps and people called in. We would actually set them and go back and get them as part of our, like a street department.
You better watch.
I'll go with them. But I'm just saying, for the little old lady or
Can of
even
worms you're
somebody,
opening up, too.
we've had real issues. I mean, these daggone groundhogs, you get them underneath them buildings long enough, watch what happens. Woo, there they go, foundation and all. In fact, I'm trying to get a lady in the barn tear down thing. she's lost control of her building, but she, don't know what to do, and I'm trying to get her to sign off on it. Anyhow, we've had quite the interesting evening. Let's close with that.
Thanks, Mayor. Okay, Mayor, Ms. Kessler?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Mr. Kernach, who is the Cambridge High School Band Director. Several of us attended the opening ceremony of the Salt Fork Arts and Crafts Festival, and for years, it just bothered me that we had wonderful bands from the community, but we didn't have Cambridge band. And Mr. Kernach has made it a thing that his band will be there. And not only were they were there in full uniform. And the pride in me as a former bandsy just rose to the occasion, and they did a wonderful job. And the kids aren't back in school yet, but they were there representing Cambridge. So kudos to Mr. Kernach and all those kids that showed up and brought forth Bobcat Pride to the opening ceremony of the Salt Fork Arts and Crafts Festival.
To piggyback on that, kudos to the people that put the Arts and Crafts Festival together. Living where I live, I can see the cars, and I mean, the parking lots, all the streets, everywhere were full of cars and people at the event. So it was very successful for them again. And I'm glad for the people that brought that back, because that is a big part of our city. So, Mr. Laughlin.
Well, before we adjourned, we have a legislative committee next, right?
Are we ready to?
We tabled that until next meeting.
did we
is
want
the way
to?
It's up to you if you want to call a meeting or not.
Well, then I'll call a legislative meeting then for 5 o'clock or immediately following city services.
Beautiful.
I got something.
Yeah.
As we,
Zaleski?
with a few weeks away from September 11th, I just want to remind everybody that the Flight 93 Memorial, if you haven't visited that, really need to go there. I took the family there last weekend. We've been there twice now, and they get a different effect every time, but everybody should go and pay a tribute to that, because, a few weeks away, we're coming up to that, whatever I'm not sure how many years it's been now, but everybody should go see it. You will be blessed, and you will also be humbled. So,
Mr. Mauer.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention again the Arts and Crafts Festival. There was a local artist by the name of Michael Warren. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael, but he's was known lately for doing chainsaw sculptures. So if you guys were out at the Arts and Crafts Festival and saw chainsaw sculptures, that was Michael. He unfortunately passed away last year. And during the open ceremonies for the festival this year, his wife Angela donated a piece that Michael was working on while he was hospitalized. It was obviously unfinished, and that's what she titled it, was Unfinished. I thought that was a really cool way to honor Michael's memory and his life's work. So just wanted to, I'm sure he'd be honored if he was
Absolutely.
here to have that. So
Thank you. Anybody else? If not, Mr. Overton,
Make a motion, we adjourn.
we're adjourned.
what did they do with that? They gave it to the festival.
And I didn't know if we were ready to discuss yet.
City service and right in the top.